All right, folks, today we're working on the GMC Syclone, and we're gonna make it prettier. As you can tell, she doesn't look her best at the moment. I am gonna be taking this car on the Hot Rod Power Tour this year, and in order to be able to do that and look proper, we need to make her pretty. So, gotta remove the bird poop, of course, and there's a lot of hazing and such on the paint that we're gonna deal with. But today, the main influence that we're gonna deal with is the fact that everybody has said, Austin, for God's sakes, would you pretty please take care of that body cladding? This stuff here. That's supposed to be a lot more black than gray. Unfortunately, sun damage and aged plastics from the 90s, it happens. But there are ways that you can treat it and bring that black back. Today, I'm actually going to be starting my day at Jax Wax here in Columbus, Ohio. This is their corporate headquarters, and right over yonder is where they make all the stuff. And they have a black trim restore product that I'm going to be purchasing to be able to restore the trim on this car. And then we're also going to go through, obviously, through a car wash and everything else to be able to make this thing look as purty as possible. I've also got a brand new set of tires that I'm going to put on this thing, though those won't be in this episode. Today, we're going to focus solely on making this little black truck pretty again. So, let me go spend some money, which feels like how I have every episode. Now these guys sell literally everything that it takes to be able to do detailing of any type of thing. Cars, boats, trucks, probably airplanes. Anything and everything, from towels to the cleaning products to orbital buffers and all that kind of thing. So they're definitely the go-to spot, especially given they're a local business here in Central Ohio. Obviously, we try to support our local businesses as well. So that's why I'm here. Plus, their products are also actually fantastic. So this is kind of a double whammy for me. I'm supporting a local business and I'm buying a good product that I believe in. I have used this trim restore on all kinds of different products of mine, different vehicles, different products, whatever. Anything that's supposed to be black and is plastic, this stuff is the way to go. So give me a second. I'm going to get checked out here and I'll get back on the road. We'll go get this done. All right, guys. Got a removal towel as well as my bottle of black trim renew. I did have a spare sponge applicator for this truck from last time I did this. Pro tip, FYI, at least on the plastics that are on the Cyclone, do not apply this stuff and leave it on the plastic. Apply it, let it soak in, and then wipe it off. If you leave it on there, you're gonna get something like this, which you may not be able to see real well, but it actually ended up damaging the plastic. Which sucks on a truck that's basically got irreplaceable plastics. If you wanna have a heart attack today, look up what it costs for original GMC Syclone body cladding. Don't damage it. Anyway, so I've got that stuff, and I've got to go through a car wash this thing as extensively as possible because you don't want to get any dirt or dust or anything on it before you apply this. And then the application process is actually pretty easy. It's kind of, as Mr. Miyagi would say, wax on, wax off, wax on, wax off. So you do a panel, you let it sit, or a whole side, let it sit, let it soak into that plastic, and then go back through and wipe the excess off, and it'll look mwah, perfect. I'm actually also, since I'm in the neighborhood, going to run by Jegs real quick because their 11th Avenue store is about 10 minutes from here and they just opened. So I'm going to run over there and grab some oil for this thing because I don't remember the last oil change that we did in this truck. It's been a long time, and I think we used Mobil 1? Don't quote me on that. I think it was Mobil 1, and I think it was probably 8 years ago. So I'm going to put new oil in it. It is a flat tappet camshaft still that's in this. This is an original truck, all original. It's 28,500 and some miles. So it is a flat tappet camshaft, which does mean I need to run a high zinc oil. So I actually am going to pick up something that's a little bit more expensive than what most people would run. But rather be safe than sorry and spend a little too much than not enough and end up damaging this motor. So That's where I'm gonna head to next. We'll pick up the story there. Definitely tell it's hot rod season here in Central Ohio. Jegs literally just opened. It's 10 o'clock. They open at 10 o'clock. And there's already a line of people waiting. That is a good sign. All right, let's go spend some money at Jegs. Morning. Back again. As
Terry is running around here somewhere.
Is he here today?
He is.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't really need Terry. Do. Hot rod, conventional motor oil, driven. Yes. Unfortunately, yes, it's more expensive. But spend the money now. Don't spend the money on an engine rebuild. That's the plan, at least. All right. There we go. Got my driven Racinol. This is not going to be a video about Racinol stuff, but guys, spend money, put the right oil in your car. We're going to leave it at that. Glad to see Jegs is so busy, especially this early on a... What day is today? A Wednesday? I like it. Holy crap! You don't see these on this side of the Atlantic. All right, car wash arrived. So the big thing we're trying to get done with this is literally just stripping everything off of it. I am going to do all of the fun stuff once I get back to the shop. This is purely just to knock all the grease, the grime, the road crap, everything off of this thing, especially off the body cladding, because when you apply that stuff, you want this to be as clean as possible. So all of this junk. Now, unfortunately, I can't do this at the shop. If you're a professional detailer, you're going to do this obviously in a controlled environment so that you wash it, dry it, immediately apply it. I can't do that. This is about, I don't know, 4 or 5 miles from the shop. Unfortunately, it's also through a construction zone because we always have construction here. So less than great. I will wipe it down when I get it back, but first off, we're gonna go just absolutely douse this thing in as much soap and water as we possibly can to get everything we possibly can off this thing, every surface, every little bit, clean it. So that's what we're doing. You know, the answer really is just to always leave the truck wet, and it'll look amazing. So there she is, all nice and clean. Obviously, you understand how car washes work. Man, she looks good when she's wet, doesn't she? Woo, doggy. Now, there are some things to be honest with you. We are blowing through paint here, which is not good. And then this is an area where my last detailer burnt through the paint when he was polishing because he was extremely high and not paying attention. But these trucks did have very thin paint to begin with, so you know, it is what it is. So there we go. She's all cleaned up. All the bug stuff has been removed. All the road stuff has been removed. This is going to change back to gray awkwardly quickly on the drive home as I blow dry the truck. And let's get her back to the shop. Put it on the alignment rack so I can get up on it easily, work on it. And maybe a little spirited driving between here and there. Purrs like a kitten, buddy. Who in the world thought it would be a good idea to put a car wash outside of a forest where you drive literally underneath pine trees as you leave? I don't know. Okay, just so we're all on the same page here, this is exactly what we're starting with. I'm not going to touch it. I did just wash it. But that's what we're starting with. A couple spots maybe didn't get quite as debugged as I would hope, but that's all right. You'll get the idea. If I could touch this, you could... It's quite, I wouldn't use the word chalky, but it's very dry. It absorbs everything you immediately touch it with. So that's where we are. So I'm going to get this thing up in the air just a little bit so I can get easier access to it. We'll start applying our stuff and see how it does. I am going to be using gloves because I don't really desire myself to be turned black as this trim better be. Just a normal little sponge pad. Nothing super exciting. Apply this to this. Apply this to that. Very simple. Look at how black that is. One thing I'll also say about Jax Wax products, I do appreciate the smell they give them. A lot of their products smell very, very nice. This stuff is not terrible. It's not quite bubblegum. But it's pretty dang nice. A little bit of moisture there, we'll get rid of that. You do want to be a little careful up against the paint, especially if you have recently detailed your car. In my case, because I'm doing the paint after I'm doing this trim, it's not that big of a deal. But as you can see, looks pretty dang good to me. And a little does go a pretty good long way, to be honest with you. Pretty good long way. I will do basically this entire side of the truck first. Let this stuff sit for a few minutes while I'm doing it. And then I'm going to go back over this with a fresh microfiber, just a regular yellow microfiber, to remove all the excess and anything else that's on there. But this plastic is so hungry, it will suck most of this fluid into that plastic. This really is not a long process. You just go nice and slow. And this car honestly has a lot more cladding than most people do on their vehicles. So, you know, if it takes me 45 minutes to do this on this truck, it would take you probably a lot less time on whatever your vehicle is. So, that's what we're going to do for the next, bunch of minutes. Back with you in a little bit. Alright, that's what she looks like wet. The whole way down. I did go back over I just apply it directly over the sticker and then just go back over it with a microfiber to pull it off. But it looks pretty good. You can see the difference there between what the bumper looks like and what that looks like. Pretty wild. Let me do I'll do the front bumper, that way we can get a real good half and half picture. How about that for a difference? Not bad, eh? Alright, I'm going to go ahead and dry this side off and then we'll apply to the other side. And we're basically done. Really not that bad. Back with you to wrap this all up and we'll see what our total results are. Oh, folks. The proof is in the pudding. How about that? For a pretty much total transformation. Now there's a couple spots I missed, like in the door jambs here. I can go back over. Let's see. Here. In the jambs here. You can see the difference in coloring there. I can go back over those. Not a problem. It's real dark. Hard to see, but major improvement. Let's get over the other side of the truck. You can see it better. But it looks fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Now I just got to make the rest of the truck look as nice as that cladding does. Yeah? What do you think? And realistically speaking, I can go back over this again. Depending on your type of plastic, it may suck more of this stuff in than other stuff is. But there she is, boys. She is blacker than she's been in a while. Now, a couple things to talk about. One, it's hot as Hades, and it's like 85% humidity here. I don't know whether or not humidity affects this stuff or not. I don't know. It couldn't get any more humid than it is right now. I am more than glistening, if you can't tell. It's pretty easy to put it on. To be honest with you, if you're a level 1 detailer, like you could take your car to the car wash and rub a product on and rub a product off. That's pretty much as simple as it is. There's nothing major to this. It's not complicated to use. It's pretty reasonably not time consuming. It only took me maybe an hour to do the entire truck. And, you know, this thing's got absolutely tons of body cladding on it. All you really need is an application sponge and a wipe-off towel. That's it. How long does it last? Well, that's a you question. Depends on where you live. Depends on what you're applying it to. Depends on where the vehicle's going to sit. In my personal instance, with this truck, this stuff will last about 3 to 4 months through the summer, with the truck basically spending most of its life outside. So that's how it'll be right now. 3 to 4 months, it'll be back to grayish. And then all you got to do is reapply again. Now, another question or something you may be interested in is how much product did it take to do that? And I'm going to try to get you a video of this, but it may not work out. Can you see that? Can you see that? That's a fifth of a bottle did this entire truck. So, you know, 25, 26 bucks plus your applicators and stuff. So you're $30 into it or so. 35, call it 40 and an hour's worth of work. Absolutely worth it. That's realistically going to last me another year, maybe 2. I could go back over this thing tomorrow and give it another coat and make it even more blacker and make it redder and still not even be halfway done with that bottle. So super impressed with it, super happy with it. Jax Wax, great local guys. We're glad that they support the local businesses here. We're glad to support local businesses. Great product. Absolutely recommend it. If you've got a GMC Syclone or anything, honestly, with black plastic cladding, you can use it interior, you can use it exterior, you can use it on plastic, on fiberglass. You may have different absorption rates and effects depending on what your product is that you're using it on. But as you can see, it does what it says it does. Here you go, guys. That's my adventure for today. Welcome to Automotive Adventures with Austin, my own little personal corner of the YouTube internets. Normally speaking, it's not about making cars beautiful, but in this case, because this truck and I are going on Hot Rod Power Tour, I do want to make it presentable. You know, I want to make my daddy proud. It's his little black truck, and I want to make sure that it looks good. Now, obviously, I've got a whole lot of other things I got to get done. I got to make the body look as nice as the cladding, which is going to take quite a bit of work. That probably won't be on video because I'm not a detailing channel. That's not what I do. But we'll work on getting the body nice and pretty. I've got tires, which you guys will see in the next video, which should probably be coming in a day or so before I leave for Power Tour. And I've got a couple of other things I got to fix and a couple of maintenance items I got to do. Otherwise, we're rocking and rolling, boys, and we're headed out the Hot Rod Power Tour 2024. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully it was an interesting review, installation process, all that kind of fun stuff. And we'll see you on the next one, guys. Take care of yourselves. Whew. That guy is melted. See ya. Bye-bye.